Special episode today. It is the Pepper Pact episode. Pepper
It's
Pact
always a special episode. Always.
with a special guest, Evan Dahms, Davis Lee, a missing member of the Pepper Pact. Couldn't join us, which is no surprise to any of us. If you're listening, we know who you are.
There's the public shade.
I didn't say anyone's name.
Mhm.
So what is the Pepper Pact? Back in December or January, so January 2022 or maybe December 2021, four of us got together and decided to have a fitness goal that we would aim to complete by August, or I guess it turned out to be June this year. And the motivation was that if you fail to meet your goal, you have to eat a whole ghost pepper just on its own. It was a ghost pepper, right?
No, it wasn't a ghost
Scotch
pepper.
bonnet.
I'm not that stupid. Yeah, it was a Scotch bonnet.
Okay, so Scotch bonnet. Clearly, you can tell who actually ate the pepper. So I made it clear from the very beginning that I didn't want to be, part of the punishment, because for me personally, it was like I knew if the pepper was an option for me, I would fail to meet my goal. But apparently, the idea was that you guys had was that if you have motivation to eat the pepper, you'll succeed. But it didn't work out that way, clearly, which is cool. But anyway, without
You
getting
gotta
too much
take
into
some
it,
risk, man.
well, so tell me about the psychology. Like, it didn't work out, but did it help like motivate you guys?
I think in the beginning it did. Well, actually, yeah, I know it did. I was the whole point of this was to get me back into the gym. So, like, yeah, you're just thinking about the pepper. You're waking up in a cold sweat in the middle of the night thinking about the pepper. You're like just at work being like, man, I should be lifting weights right now instead because the pepper's approaching. So like it was pretty good. But then like I don't know, I was biking to the gym for a while and there was a bunch of days of rain there was like a 2 week span where it was just raining so much, so I couldn't go. And then like some just some life stuff came up for a while and I fell off the wagon a little bit and I was like, well, I'm too behind pace. I'm screwed. so then it kind of ceased to be a motivator because I was like, man, there's no way.
Yeah, because you had some lofty goals. Like you wanted to lift heavy basically with the deadlift, bench press, squat, and overhand press, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
So like, did you get close at all?
I didn't even test it.
Oh no, really?
I think my deadlift, I probably could have done what my goal was. If it might have been a little ugly, but I could have done it. It would have been like I would have hit that weight for that number of reps, but I wouldn't have wanted to take a video of it because it would the things I would have to do to get that weight up would not have been pretty for me or my spine. But I think I could have done it. The rest really, no, probably not. Maybe the squat. The squat, maybe I would have had like a 10%, maybe 20% chance. Deadlift, I think like 60% chance I probably could have done it if I even tried. But the overhead press in particular was just so out of reach that I was like, I'm not even gonna bother.
So with the squat, let's say at the bottom of your squat there was a pepper there. Would that have motivated you to get back up?
I no.
It was just
Well, I mean, squats are different, right? Like you've got that heavy weight on your back. Like if that's not motivation enough to stand back up, because like failing a squat sucks because you have to set the weight down on the safeties. You have to go like lower than you're comfortable going usually. Like
Mhm.
I can say confidently, I've never failed a squat. I've done some ugly squats. I've never failed a squat because like one way or another, that thing's getting up because having that weight on your back sucks.
that in itself takes quite a bit of resolve. I will say I have definitely failed to squat and just dropped down the safeties and peeled off. But yeah, it takes a good amount of commitment and resolve to maintain the course.
I'm not saying that's a smart thing.
Well, I mean, it sounds like you're managing your risk well there. That's the other part.
I mean, yeah, probably. Yeah, I haven't done anything where I'm like, where there was like less than a 50% chance that I could get, or maybe even, I haven't even done December. I think it would be less than like a 70% chance that I was going to hit the numbers. And then you kind of know before, if it's not like a one rep max, you kind of know when you're going for that last rep, like if it's a stupid idea or not.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, that's the name of the game for I think longevity anyways. Just being in other words, just being more mindful of the limits and pacing yourself appropriately, which I guess relates back to the Pepper Pact and trying to challenge ourselves and build new PRs. And yeah, I mean, I felt like it was a pretty solid endeavor. Like memes aside, you know, having the Pepper Insight beer, I thought it was a good initiative. All in all, Evan, like you got the social accountability, you have the personal motivation, and the joke of having the pepper punishment for the trifecta.
Yeah, it's even just a good conversation topic for people. Like I made friends at the gym because I was deadlifting. And they're like, "Man, you seem really into that deadlifting, man. Like
Oh
you're
no.
doing some heavy weight there." I was like, "Yeah, I got this weight that I did for one today. I've got to do it for three in like 3 weeks, or else I have to eat a really hot pepper." And they're like, "Oh." So then these same people were like week after week, whenever I saw them in the gym, they were like, "Oh, you know, how are things going? How's your pepper challenge going?" I was like, "I'm gonna have to eat the pepper." They're like, "No, you'll be okay."
I like, yeah, I totally agree. I felt like my circumstance as well. It was just it always brought like a smile or curiosity to the ears of the listeners, and they're always like rooting. While in the background, I also knew I was gonna make one of my goals, but
Yeah,
it
your
was
running goal was, I think, just as ambitious, maybe
Oh,
even slightly more so
that was
than
wild.
my overhead press goal. I was like, damn.
yeah, because I thought it'd be doable if I had maintained the course, I guess, for diligence. So for the record, I had two goals. One of them was to do 25 pull-ups consecutively, and the other one was to run a 20-minute 5K. And yeah, I thought I'd be able to get a lot more mileage in there, but yeah, did not work out.
How close did you get for the running?
Um, so I didn't even finish the 5K. It was technically 4.8K in I think 2120. So the
Mm,
forecast would probably be closer to like 22,
mhm,
22 to like 2220.
mm. So like I know it was an ambitious goal from the beginning, but how did you feel like getting closer to it or at the end finally knowing when you didn't meet it?
Oh, I didn't really care too much. It was uh, like it was more so developing the process and following and trusting in that. Like
Yeah.
talking with you guys, checking in on each other, and following the plan set out.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the best part for me. Because like it's just fun. It's just when you know every month you're gonna talk about it and uh, you know that you have to meet your goal. For me, it's just like a mental game. It's like, all right, well, I mean, I
You know
gotta
what intensifies the mental game, actually?
what?
An actual pepper.
Yeah, risking the pepper intensifies the mental game, man. it's just like, if you're competing in a sport, you've got like a tournament coming up, like there's always if there's a competition, there's always a risk of losing. You might just play like shit in that tournament, that competition, like there's always that risk.
But that I know that about myself. If I'm in a competition, I suck. I don't win things. The only sport I did was track and field is because you just pay to get in. I didn't make the basketball team or the volleyball team, etc. So for me, it was always just like a personal thing, just like because I've never run a half marathon up to that point, and that was my goal. So I wanted to do it, and I wanted to give myself 8 months to prep. Or 6 months, it turned out, which was a lot of time. But actually doing it was actually not bad. But the suffering after was like, it hurt. Your legs hurt.
Yeah, about how
Sure.
long was that for?
I did it just under 3 hours. At
No, I mean, like
2 hours,
how
15
how
minutes.
long was the suffering for? I don't care what your time was.
So my hamstrings hurt right after I took a cold bath, so that wasn't too bad. Like within a couple of hours, it was fine. Then my joints around my knees were sore for a day, so that was okay. But the worst part was I think I messed up my left foot somehow. So for the next 10 days, every step I took, it just hurt so much. And I went on a hike with our missing guest at Kamoka Park, and man, like every step, it was the worst pain. Oh, I mean, it wasn't like terrible, but it hurt a lot. So there's your answer: 10 days for that.
Mm.
Yeah. But yeah, so um, so you met the pull-up goal, right, Davis?
Yep. Just a lot of volume.
At 25 pull-ups is actually sick though.
It's my actually my pull-up. I have my next goal is pull-ups, so I'm hoping to do 10 pull-ups in a row by the end of the month. And I started 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, so I'm at 3. So I'm scared, but I might be able to do it.
Wait, so
I think
you said
it's-
you set a goal for 10 pull-ups by the end of the month, 3 weeks
By
ago.
end of August.
So by
Sorry,
the end of August.
Oh, okay. So
yes.
Okay, so you set this like almost a month ago, and you want to go from 3 to 10, so in like 8 weeks.
Well, at the start, I couldn't even do one. I did like a half. So I'm at 3 after 3 weeks.
touche.
But the reason I bring that up is, yeah, I know pull-ups are super hard.
They just don't feel good. I feel it like, I think if I were to really do a max set, right, I might be able to do like 13 or something, right? Like I don't do that many. Like maybe once every 2 weeks or something, I'll do a couple sets of pull-ups. But like if I were to try and go for 13, everything after rep 6 just sucks.
It's just a grind.
Like everything from rep 6 or 7 onwards just feels awful. I just hate pull-ups.
I guess the nice thing about it is that with any like body weight stuff, sure it'll hurt. I'm sure doing like 200 push-ups in like, I don't know, half an hour would be hella painful, but at least it's not as in my opinion, it's not as like fatiguing as like doing heavy squats or heavy deadlifts.
Oh, it's fine. Like a heavy set of squats, though, it's like the last maybe 3 reps or something like that. If you're doing a set of 10-ish or whatever, then reps 8, 9, 10 are kind of hard. For pull-ups, it's like halfway point. Maybe even before that, it's just like, man, these suck. These suck so bad.
It's so
maybe,
hard.
Maybe it's just me. I hate them. I hate pull-ups.
I like, for some reason, doing pull-ups just activates my neck, and it just hurts so much. So I've been using the pull-up band to help me get up and down. So even that hurts. So I mean, 25, that's insane. I commend you on that.
Yeah. For the record, it was 26, but
Of course. My bad.
definitely the train the training for that was a lot easier. It was just eventually I just steadied out like three workouts per week, but it got like pretty ridiculous. Like each of these three workouts, there were only 5 sets, and they would range from like 15 reps to towards the end, mind you, 15 to 20 plus reps. So I'd be doing like 80 plus pull-ups in a workout. But mind you, I'd be like resting anywhere between 7 to 15 minutes per set. So it'd be like a really long workout for uh for very little actual work time during it.
Mhm. Wow.
So I've have heard that that kind of method is often optimal for a bunch of different things, especially if it's not like for sports or anything like that. Like taking a ton of rest is good for
Hmm.
like either powerlifting or that volume kind of stuff. But like you said, like who has that amount of time? Like unless you're focusing on just one lift, like you were, is like my goals were kind of powerlifting oriented. But it's like, man, my gym closes at 10. I'm in there by like maybe 9 by the time I warm up. Like I'm ending up taking like, minute and a half, 2 minutes rest or something like that. Like, you got to burn through it.
Yeah,
Once I
100
have the home
100%.
gym though, oh, I can't wait for
The
that.
gains.
I cannot wait to have a home gym.
Oh man. I Yeah, I'd be curious to hash out details on what you think too. I'm considering buying home gym equipment the for this year, like this fall. But
Yeah, prices seem to have normalized a little bit,
yeah,
like on equipment and stuff since the whole COVID rush.
yeah. Thank God. Don't want to pay that
Yeah, like
ridiculous
you can get
premium.
a not terrible squat rack for like $400 or something like that, like 400, 450.
Yeah, I've been yeah I've been seeing some pretty reasonable prices like for a bunch of like local vendors.
Man, I mean, if I had a home gym, I would work out less because like I need to go somewhere because like it takes time to drive to the gym. So once I'm there, I just decide, well, I'm already here. Even if I don't want to be there, I'll just do stuff. But if it's at home,
Yeah, the act of showing
Hmm.
up definitely, like that act alone of just showing up to a place definitely helps for sure.
yeah. So anyway, we should get to the pepper. So you guys ate the Scotch bonnet, and I watched you guys suffer through it. Davis seemed to not have a terrible time, visibly. He seemed pretty chill about it.
I was so
But
mad.
Man.
oh,
I'm just
tell
serious.
us why you were mad.
Like we did this over Zoom, right? Like Davis took a video, like a recording of the Zoom meeting. You know how when you have two people and you're talking, like it alternates, that like the video alternates between like whoever's talking or whatever's making noise. That video has like none of me in it, even though it was just us two on it, because I was just silently like, if the video had actually gone to me, you would have seen my soul leave my body as as I just silently suffer through this pepper. And Davis is just talking super normally, like, oh yeah, that's pretty spicy. Oh, I had some pretty hot sauces, and this is hotter than those. Ooh, that's hot.
You know what it was? Davis was Sean Evans, and Evan was the guest.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. I was wondering if Davis had just, instead of training for the running, just trained for the pepper instead.
Bro, I bet you did that. Did Davis do that?
I had hot sauces from Hot Ones.
He was training. But man, no, but I could see your soul leave your body because I saw the blank stare, like, where you're just like, man, I better have some. I think I have some ice cream. You eat a spoon of ice cream, then drink a glass of milk.
I drank a bag and a half of milk and ate like a third of a tub of ice cream
God.
across that. I at all times had some kind of dairy in my mouth. Like after we obviously had to chew and swallow. Like and you couldn't just like swallow it all in one piece. You gotta chew it, you gotta swallow, open your mouth to show that you swallowed, and then you can do it.
Yeah.
But that sucked. Sucked a lot.
So
But yeah,
Davis, I know you
talking hurt. Talking
really.
hurt. Like breathing through my mouth at all would hurt. So that's why I wasn't talking for like the entire thing. Because just any air passing over your tongue and taste buds, it's just awful.
So Davis, you look pretty calm, but how was the experience? I see.
we can't hear you, Davis.
I think you might have just stepped out. Anyway, man, that I am impressed that you guys actually ate the pepper because I thought it wasn't gonna happen. And then all
What,
of a
you thought I was
sudden
gonna bitch out of that? After all the
I thought
crap I talked about you not risking it, you thought I was gonna not eat the pepper? Man, I would never live that down.
so okay. So what did the guys at the gym say when they found out you ate the pepper?
I don't think it's weird. I haven't actually seen the people that I was talking to about that in quite a while. I don't think I've actually had the chance to say that. Yeah, I ate it. It sucked.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, okay. I was just surprised. All of a sudden I got a message from Davis like, hey, check out this video. We ate the pepper. I was like, what? Actually, no, he actually texted me like when you guys were gonna do it, but I think I was busy. Then I got
Yeah,
the
we kind
link
of just
after.
picked a time on really short notice. We're like, all right, let's do this.
Davis, are you back?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. So you looked calm when you were eating the pepper, but how did you feel?
Oh yeah, it was a lot easier than expected.
Bro, how demoralizing is it to hear Davis say that?
I think I said like at the time, I was like, I am sickened by how okay you are with this.
Oh my God.
Because I was
Yeah.
sickened. I was like, I am suffering, man. And that's the thing about it too. I expected it to be bad for like maybe a minute or so, but it didn't even get to peak bad for like 30 seconds. Like 30, 40 seconds after you eat it, like it just builds and builds and builds, and then it gets terrible. And then it stays pretty terrible for another like 5 minutes or so. And fully subsides like a few more minutes after that. Like it just has this staying power. And if I didn't have that dairy, I probably would have just been sprinting outside towards the hospital. Like it was just, I have no idea how I would have done that without the ice cream.
So, okay, we talked about how it was going in. Now, how was it coming out?
No comment. No,
I,
like I ate so much dairy that like I wasn't affected that way, fortunately. Like just with the amount of ice cream and milk that I took in over the course of that 10 minutes, like I was totally fine actually.
yeah, similar similar boat. I did eat quite a bit of ice cream during that call too, and I honestly didn't have any issues.
But Davis had the key thing too. He had the table cream.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was I was not playing around with the fat percentage.
18%, eh?
Yep. Yeah, I usually have that stocked around just to make ice cream anyways.
Oh, true, man. So, like, how did you guys make sure you had the same Scoville level? I mean, you probably didn't, but did you
No,
just go to the
we
grocery
didn't.
store and pick whatever?
Yeah, I just went to the Asian grocery
Yeah.
store in Milton here and picked up. Unfortunately, I didn't sell them individually. I had to buy like a whole thing of them that was like EA big. So it was probably like 20 something Scotch bonnet peppers for like $7 or something. and we just we picked peppers that were roughly the same color. So Davis showed me mine. I was like, then I had like a whole rainbow of them in that package. So they're like, okay, we picked the orangest looking ones. I googled it, and apparently there's like no correlation,
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
like color to spice levels. So.
So like how spicy is a Scotch bonnet? Do we know? Like Scoville
It's
levels?
like, let me Google it. I want to say it was between like 10 and 20 jalapenos.
Oh,
Yeah, I think it was like 100 to 350,000 Scoville, which is basically what Evan said in comparison to jalapeno.
Yeah, according to Google, it's a 100,000 to 350,000 Scoville, so up to 40 times hotter than a jalapeno.
okay. So it would be like the second to fourth hot sauce in hot ones.
Yeah, honestly, uh, I mean, honestly, it's hotter than just eating it raw like that. Is definitely hotter than any of the hot sauces for sure.
Yeah, eating a hot pepper is definitely crazy and not as bad as eating hot sauce, at least I would imagine.
Mhm.
I think it's like the staying power. Like a hot sauce, I feel like if you just eat and drink your dairy, like it's gone a few minutes. The pepper had this staying power to it. So I think that's like the difference.
Mhm.
Whereas like a hot sauce, you know, obviously it's like liquid form. It hits your tongue right away.
The worst part is the seeds, because I've had chili peppers, and if you, well, I've had this it's like a dried, it's a, what is it, like a fermented and dried chili pepper, but it's fermented in yogurt, and then you deep fry it at home. So if you just eat the skin, it's fine. But as soon as you get into the seeds, like your tongue burns, your mouth burns. It's, I think it's the seeds.
It is. Well, I could see why
Yeah.
they use it. Like Scotch bonnets are used in like a lot of like Caribbean cooking and stuff like that, and I can see why because the flesh of it tasted pretty good, and then the rest of it hit, and that was not a good time. But yeah, it was like decent tasting pepper.
Hmm. Yeah, I think Evan, you mentioned it's like one of the hottest peppers that's still used in cuisine as opposed to just like
Really,
only in
yeah,
hot sauce.
and maybe some Szechuan cooking uses hotter peppers. I'm not sure. I could see that being a thing, but yeah, I
Right.
think it's like one of the hotter peppers that's still kind of used as a mainstream ingredient and not just like a dare.
Yeah.
But it's like that. The Scotch bonnet is kind of that line.
So this we talked about the pepper, we talked about the goals, we talked about the experience, workouts. And the question on everyone's mind is there going to be a Pepper Pact pod number 2? Uh, Obviously, if there is, you know I won't be welcomed in unless I agree to eat the pepper. So that's the problem right there.
I was just gonna bring that up actually. I I was gonna say, why are you asking us? I think that ball's in your court.
Ah, man. What if we did? What if we made a hot sauce and that was the pepper?
See, there can be
Mm,
too much tampering there.
yeah, unless we all make this, like we all have the same hot sauce, like
Yes, yeah,
we make
yeah.
it
It would be
together.
one. It would be the same hot sauce that everyone has to eat, not making it
But
separately.
then you have to like measure the amounts and
Yeah, and we're
you
not.
know.
No, I don't think any of us are experiencing making hot sauces. I mean, we can give it a shot. I vote on ghost peppers.
I would not.
We got to make the stakes high, man.
I think Scotch Bonnet's about as high as I really want to go. Otherwise, I'm just gonna make a like a bitch goal. Yeah.
That yeah. I mean, the point of it is still to still to be motivated enough, right? Like not to chemically castrate our tongues.
See, I think I would be down for like a hot sauce. Maybe not just the hot sauce. Like basically we would kind of copy hot ones, but with like one thing instead of 10 wings. Maybe eat it with one, whatever. I guess I could do like a veggie wing or whatever.
It doesn't even have to be spicy stuff either. It could be something else like I don't know, 500 push-ups in a day. You know, like just
I see.
that's just some
Oh,
other punishment. Like
okay. Because I have done 390 in one day.
you have to do the naked mile, like.
Oh, I'm out.
Or what's that thing called? Like the McDonald's mile or something. You've got to like eat eat two Big Macs or something and then run a mile. I forget what it is.
Oh my God, that would be the worst.
There's some like crazy sports hazing thing that does something like that.
Okay. I like this brainstorming
I'm
session.
googling this.
Yeah, you just Google what is the worst punishment with food. Uh, how bad is durian?
It's not bad. Everyone's a baby.
Okay.
Yeah, lots of people eat that unironically. Like it's not a terrible thing to eat.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I almost committed to a Pepper Pact too, but I didn't.
Yeah, I do, man. Like I think that's like a part of one's development, right? Like you need to have some kind of competition. So you need to put something on the line, you know?
Okay, let's do it. But
Like
TBD, what is the punishment? Because I don't want to do a pepper, but I could do hot sauce or something else that we come up with.
Mhm.
why the hot sauce but not the pepper? I'm
Um,
curious as to your reasoning.
it's like basically what you said. It's been tampered with, but at the same time, it could be worse because I don't know. I guess it depends how much you put. I don't know, man. Like peppers are scary, but hot sauce is not scary.
All the more just reach the goal. Just reach the goal. You don't have to worry about it.
I mean, so far what we've learned is if you have a pepper as the punishment, it doesn't work.
Hey, Mike
I
got it.
That's true.
yeah, I wouldn't say that.
Well, that like work is a subjective thing. Like maybe we just set goals that were too ambitious.
Hmm.
Okay.
We don't know how much better we would have gotten had we not had the pepper there. I think I would have gone to the gym probably a little bit less, especially in that initial phase. So I think it
Hmm.
helped a little bit.
Yeah,
Okay.
even for the other benefits of just like having social accountability and keeping in touch with each other's on that.
Yeah, there were definitely a few days where it's like it's late at night, like the gym's almost closed anyway, where I was like, man, I don't even have time for a full workout. We're like, screw it. I'm gonna go in, I'll do some squats, go home. Like I'm gonna do something as opposed to
Yeah.
like as opposed to just if I didn't have the pepper there, I probably would have just been like, I'll go tomorrow.
Hmm. Hmm.
I'm so scared.
It's just a really bad like 20 minutes, maybe not even that. But again, you don't even have to worry about it if you just do the goal.
Just
Just
just do
meet your
it,
goal.
bro. Just don't fail and you'll be all good.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're
just
right.
always succeed, and you don't need to worry about failure.
Yeah, the thing is if you think you're gonna have to eat the pepper, just go Goggins. You'll probably suffer more if you try to push your body. But okay, okay. We'll do something. We'll do something. So okay. Any closing thoughts on the Pepper Pact? Obviously, we're doing a second one, TBD. But yeah, The floor is yours. Whoever.
I look forward to seeing you eat it.
That's what I'm afraid of.
So we've been
But
working on this for months, but like weeks before we set the first Pepper Pact, I was like trying to work on this. I was trying to work on you to get you to rinse the pepper, and you know, the job continues.
I mean, you're doing a good job because if I agree before we start, like I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna back out. That's the problem.
I know.
Like, I want
I
to
know.
agree. I want to agree, but I know I will regret it immediately.
Misery loves company.
Okay.
Yeah, you could have been the third person on that recorded call. Been
Yeah, we
great.
could have done a live
Evan,
Pepper Pact.
yeah, Evan and I made history. Actually, you have an opportunity to make a second chance.
Okay. All right. Well, end it on that. To be continued.